videos where you have an officer basically around the neck area.
These two retired Vegas cops, now podcast hosts.
They don't have ID, they can't get into a hotel room. To get them the help they need, especially if someone even gets arrested. A lot of people don't know how the justice system works.
You guys have going on is necessary, it's needed.
Let's go, everyone. The Problem Solver Show's here. Second week without Kohlmeier, and I'm not saying it was his fault, but we had our best ratings ever without Kohlmeier here. I'm not saying it was his fault, okay? It's sort of like when the boss is away, he's gone on vacation. You're going to mess up a little bit. You're going to do other things when you had a substitute teacher, and that's what we have. Kohlmeier's not here. We had a lot of fun last week, and the ratings went sky high. So we got one more week of fun, and he comes back from Israel next week.
But that's because of the topic. Come on.
Because of the topic, yeah. That's true. I'll give you that.
And it's always fun to fuck around with the substitute teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
So this week, listen, we're here every Thursday at 4:30, and Beja was on time today. Without Kohlmeier here, she was on time today, so we're going to have a ball today. We also have Jen T here.
Hey, hello, everyone.
And listen, she was definitely the star of the show last week.
Yes.
100% the
Always.
star of the show.
Aren't you always?
Always, girl.
Don't say that.
Always, Danny. Come on.
Well, listen, we have a special guest today. So give me a couple seconds here to introduce him, all right? First of all, he is the second best looking Italian guy in Las Vegas.
Ow.
I'm the first.
Wow.
Italian men are definitely, and he'll agree with me, the best looking people on the planet. Best looking males on the planet.
It's getting a little hot over here. I'm like right in front of him.
Okay, and I want to tell him, before I introduce him, first of all, if you like The Sopranos, Casino, them kind of movies, you're going to love this show today, okay? You're going to love it. The second thing is, I want to tell him that even though he cannot go into any casino here in Las Vegas, he is always welcome on the Problem Solver Show.
Yeah.
The legend, Frank Citro. Welcome to the show, Frank.
How you doing, gang? How's everything going?
Good.
Hey,
I'm happy
Frank.
to be here today. I've been looking forward to it, Danny.
Yep.
And neither did I know that you're going to have such pretty co-hosts with you today. I would have definitely thought about some other things to say.
Are you getting nervous?
But am I nervous? I tell you the truth. With the security of today, I think I might have to frisk you two girls.
hey.
Just for safety purposes.
Nice.
He's been in the game a while. I don't think he's going to have any problems.
Absolutely. Hey, before we go forward.
Yes.
Okay, so there's something we need to do for a second, okay? It's come to my attention.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that, I'm sure you guys are pros, but it's come to my attention that there are
we taking shots?
men out there
Oh, damn.
that need to learn some things. And I think Frank and Danny.
What?
I think you guys are the perfect people to actually do this. So just hold on.
I don't know what's going on.
Pull out
Hang on to that
limes
thought,
and tequila
okay?
shots.
Yeah, hold on. You know, me being the sex goddess and all, right? I heard that there are a lot of men out there, I think, that need a little education in cunnilingus, right? So
That's too big of a
no,
word
we are
for me.
not
What
doing
is
that
that
now.
word?
come on. So this Cunnilingus 101, and I think Frank might be the perfect person to help us with this.
Who?
Frank.
I
Since he's been in the game for a long time.
I think I'm gonna take
The
your
way
word.
she's handled that
I think
knife,
I'll
I think
take
she's
your
a
word on
friggin'
this.
rabbi.
Here we go. So just a quick intro, right, for the men out there that don't know how to cunnilingus correctly.
Frank, I don't know what the hell cunnilingus is.
Listen.
What is that?
Listen, I've been called upon to do a lot of things, but this cunnilingus, whatever that is, I ain't fucking doing it. I'm telling you right now.
I don't even know what cunnilingus is.
Do you know what
Danny.
fellatio is?
Huh?
Do you know what fellatio is?
Danny.
Yeah.
That's a
but not
faucet.
cunnilingus.
To do with faucets?
Listen, there's been a lot of mumbling in the weeds throughout the country. I ain't doing it on this show.
All right.
Cunnilingus, Danny,
Women.
is the art of, what does that look like to you?
Not what.
The art of, it's sort of, right?
It sort of looks like the
Sorta.
female part.
Maybe a peach.
A female private part.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what cunnilingus is.
We're definitely going to get banned after this. I know it. Kohlmeier's in Israel right now, flipping out.
Do we bring
He's
a
flipping out.
for no?
All right, so
I'm just kidding. But yeah, maybe you like to show how it's done, because there's a lot of men
is this
out
how
there.
you practice?
Well, sure. Why not? I mean, if it looks just like it, what would you do?
What is the anal one?
Oh, whoa!
Analingus.
Yeah. What do we get? A peach for that one, or like?
Sorry, did I?
Now I'm embarrassed. Not a Beja said that.
Did I get you off course? What happened? That was just a
Frank, did you expect
interlude.
this?
It was just
No.
a quick interlude.
And my lawyer's not going to expect this.
Your agent's never booking you on this show again.
Oh, my Lord,
He's not
me.
booking you on this show, Frank.
We're all of age.
We
It's
can
okay.
resume. Okay.
All right.
You know,
but
my
that's-
biggest problem, I'm never worried about Metro.
Right.
I'm never worried about the FBI. How am I going to explain this to my wife? That's what
Frank, I hope every night that my girlfriend does not watch this show. I pray she don't watch it. I do.
my wife ain't buying this bullshit. I'm telling you right now. She's been with me 50 years.
You're not going on that show ever again.
I ain't that tough. I'm telling you.
I felt that. He said, I'm not afraid of Metro, but my wife?
Oh, no. That's one girl. No.
No, that's just for the public. It wasn't
Yeah, I
for
got the
us,
public.
but
I think, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to get in trouble. So I'm not going
I
to
still
say
would have
anything.
taken the award on that. So
Would you?
it's all good.
You would have won the award.
Yeah.
Wow.
oh yeah, probably.
What do you mean?
Because she's
100%.
a woman,
Oh, okay.
so she'll know exactly what to do.
Right.
Well, not for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop this right now.
Okay.
But this is what I'm going to tell you. When we're off camera, I'm like from Missouri. You're going to have to show me stuff.
I hope she's not watching. I'd be right at the door when it's over. What did you say you were going to do?
Yeah, right.
Listen, Genty,
Yes.
thank you for the show and tell. Next week, who's bringing something in? Beige, you got something next
I'll bring
week?
lime. I'll cut up some lime and then we'll take some shots. That's what I thought we were going to do.
I'll be honest with you, I still say we do an episode and we all just get high. We all just smoke a joint.
Oh, I don't even smoke.
We'll do edibles.
No.
The way
There's
they're talking, they
these
want to
little-
suck a joint.
No, if you want to see me in a coma, yeah, you give me that. I'll be in a coma for like 3 years.
Oh, my God. Somebody's saying no live on Facebook. I don't know. Somebody's saying that.
Oh, your thing's not working then.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn it.
All right,
They
that's
missed
fine.
the
Take a
best
look-see.
part.
All right.
I don't believe them.
Okay, they probably have it all messed up. So Frank, we'll get into you, okay?
All right.
The girls, wanted to definitely. We had a lot of discussions about sex last week. So I think Genty realized that I'm probably not as good at it as some people would think. So she tried to help me out here.
This wasn't specifically for you. It's for the men out there. That's what I'm saying.
Because most
Yeah.
of the time we just want to be like, stop.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Well, you got to tell us what to do, right? You
Yeah.
got men don't know.
I think
Yeah.
we're pretty
You got to say
verbal.
right there, right
Yeah.
there.
Are you verbal? I'm pretty verbal.
I am sometimes, not all the time. Sorry, Frank. We're
Yeah, sorry.
we kinda
Anyways,
get
that-
This is
sidetracked.
completely
Back
off
to
the
the
chart.
star of the show. Back to the star of the
All right, back to the show. So Frank, when did you move you're from New York originally, correct?
No, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
Yes.
What town in New Jersey?
Jersey City.
Oh, right there.
Right next to beautiful scenic Newark.
Ooh, very nice.
So the Sopranos, right? They were in Jersey City, Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Did you know any of them
I
characters?
knew every one of them. And everyone that basically was portrayed on that series, I knew personally.
Oh, wow.
In fact, I used to make comments about it, and I'll tell you something that a lot of people don't know. The first 2 years of The Sopranos, somebody was talking out of school because they came up with a lot of stuff that nobody knew about it.
Okay.
And that's why the show was really a terrific hit show right away.
Right.
But then after like the second season, they start going into the dream sequences and this and that, and they start making up a lot of stuff and whatever. And you know what? It lost a little fizzle for me.
Okay.
But something I'll give your audience a little update that not too many people know.
Okay.
I was supposed to be one of the cast members of that show.
Awesome.
And I actually turned it down, and people would say, "Why the hell did I do that?" But there's a reason. When the show first came out, a very close friend of mine, a producer in California, his girlfriend worked for HBO.
Okay.
And we used to frequent quite a bit. And she says, Frankie, this new show come out, you should be perfect for it, you know. And so I knew about the show way before the major public did. And so my agent definitely got me an audition for the show. And they hired me. So what happened was, when I got the script, I turned it down because they were going to kill me off within the first 3 minutes of the show. And I says, no way.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would I want to do a show?
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody's, so
Yeah.
I
Don't
told
give
my,
people ideas now.
No, I'm very serious because
Right.
nobody's going to get to know you. I says, I will do a show if I'm throughout the whole episode or most of it or a recurring role. So I said, thank you very much. And they appreciated it. So it wasn't much after that. I get another phone call because they researched me and
Right.
heard things and whatever. And I happened to be in New Jersey at the time when I got the phone call. And they say they want you for a recurring role. And you have to report there tomorrow in New York. And I was already in Jersey, which is just a couple of
Just
minutes.
the overpass, yeah.
And I says, I can't do it. They says, what? I says, call them up like you did the last time. Say, thank you very much, but I cannot be there. And my agent said, why? I says, I just lost one of my brothers.
Ugh.
And I'm here for family, and family is first with me. And I says, I don't know how long it's going to be. It could be anywhere from 7 days to 10 days. They're straightening up a lot of
Sure.
stuff, you know. And they're not going to wait for me. I'm not that important to them, you know. But anyway, a very good friend of mine got the part, who happened to be, you know, Steve Sharippa.
And they
You
were
understand?
filming.
And he
Yeah.
played Bobby Bapara.
Oh, man.
They were filming right away. They were filming.
Yeah,
right
they
away.
were starting, and that, you know, they're putting everything in order, and so.
Everything is copacetic, so you don't have any
No,
regrets.
but you know what? I don't have any regrets about it because family is more important. And, you know, me being Italian, and it's been thrown in my face numerous times when you say the word family.
Literally like this, like thrown in your face.
Yeah. Well, nobody's really going to do that to me, sweetheart.
Sorry.
Anyway, but no, because, you know, the so-called different cliches, they have the mob, the boys, the good old fella, you know, they're called the family, you know, the alla Costa Nostra, you know. Well, when I say family, I'm talking about my immediate family, my mother and father, my children, my cousins, you know. But there's certain people that always want to twist something around,
Right.
you know.
Got it.
So it's, you know, it gets a little annoying once in a while, you know. So, but that's the truth. I haven't told that to too many people. you
Wow.
Oh,
Thank you for
thank you.
sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What part of Jersey did you say again?
Jersey City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jersey
I
City.
Right by
have
New York.
Yeah, I have people in Hohokus.
No. Hoboken?
Hoboken.
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 Yeah.
Actually, my
And in Passaic.
I know all of them very well. My father grew up with Frank Sinatra in the same house in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Wow.
And they parted company around 17 years old. Frank kept in touch with my dad for various reasons.
Okay.
And then many, many years later, Frank Sinatra was one of my best friends. I knew all those guys as, you knew them as the Rat Pack and stuff like that,
Right.
you know.
Well, you're young then. You're way younger.
Hey.
Well, no, I mean, no,
You're
I
as
mean,
young as
not
you
that.
feel.
No, he's young now, meaning he hung out with, you know, Frank Sinatra. He's
Well, Frank was,
He's
when
dead.
I very serious, was a very good friend of mine.
That's
yes.
great.
And then when he found out that, boy, I'm going to disclose a couple things I haven't told anybody in years.
We love it. We
Yes.
love it. We're honored.
When Frank found out that I was the son of a guy that he grew up with, how he found this out is that he actually
Okay.
gave me a big party at Jilly's in New York because I used to be a fighter. And he wanted me to fight for him. And now, if you don't recognize me, I can always lay down for you, but that's another story.
You're going to lay down?
But, and then Frank wanted me to be with him, and I turned him down.
Oh, wow.
And he couldn't believe it. And everybody else, just like I said with the Soprano, I'm from an old cut of cloth, Danny.
Right.
You understand? I don't mix what I say. And he wanted to know why would I turn him down because he can open up every door in the world? And I said, listen, there's only one person that I answer to my whole life, and that's my mom. And any Italian boy will tell you, when mom says something, it goes no matter what. And I said, one day, Frank, you might have a hair up your ass, and you're going to want to say something nasty to me. That ain't going to happen. You're going to try to do something with it. So I stay number one. I appreciate it, but I'll do it on my own, But then I was doing other things. But he was a great, great guy. A lot of people don't know how generous he was, what a humanitarian. People always want to talk about the bad things. Frank Sinatra had a very big heart.
I think he was portrayed as a good guy, though.
In a lot of aspects,
Yeah.
But, people always want to use somebody as a stepping stone. You understand?
Correct.
And, I know some of the secrets about his career because I lived it and I understood it. And then my father was able to tell me things that nobody else knew, And a lot of those things I will never, ever repeat,
Well,
Well, thanks for intriguing us with that, though.
well, Frank, listen, I think I saw something. Do we have that video? We have somebody here that, somebody has some kind of talent here. So I just want to show you this video and see if we recognize this person. Do you have it up, Chase?
I do.
All right, let's see if we see it.
Let's make sure I have sound here.
Oh, man.
There's Frank.
Let's see this video.
Steve McCoy very jealous, and Dennis Bono too. That Frankie Citro sang here, Fangula Borodo. La luna mezzo mare, mamma mia, mare dare. Figli mio tarare, mamma mia, faccio tu. La la la, figli mio baccalà. La la la, marione marida. La la la, marione marida. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Wow.
All right.
Let me explain that.
Go ahead.
That was last night. I had the honor of being put and inducted into a gallery that's kind of prestigious here in town. And it's getting to be known all over the country and some around the world. And it's the Portnoy Gallery.
Oh,
and
very
that was
cool.
the induction that I had. In fact, I made a remark. It's about time I got inducted into something to a place I can go in.
Wait, are you an artist? I mean, like an artist? Or are you a singer? What
Well, not really. I mean, I
No?
do that all this stuff for fun, It's, but I've been in the entertainment business almost my whole life.
Okay.
Have
Got it.
you? Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I had a question.
Sure.
Sure.
Even you choosing family first when you could have been on a TV show, okay, and even knowing Frank Sinatra and the doors that he could have opened for you, I feel like there's more to it of your reasoning of why you didn't.
There is.
There is. I just feel like even like more so with myself, I'm very humble. People want to talk about looks or you could do this and you can do that. I've been approached with so many things that I could do, especially moving to Vegas. I mean, I could be this, I could be that, whatever. But I would say there's deeper meaning for me as well as to why I don't follow the clout, as they like to say,
Right.
like the fame and or be a sellout or do whatever. Can you go a little more deeper into, maybe you don't have to share too much, but just a little bit? And do you understand what I'm asking?
Oh, absolutely. I do.
Okay, because I feel like I was really here
My
and there
darling,
and kind of vague with the question.
I've been interrogated by the best FBI people. I know exactly where somebody's normally going.
Is
with
there
something.
something that you could share?
Well, if you want me to be totally honest, there was reasons why I turned down a lot of people. I'm somewhat, for the lack of the proper terminology, a very rare commodity. I happen to be what you call an independent. And when I say independent, I mean that for everything. I've been asked to be associated with this person or that. No, I'm on my own. That way I don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah.
The only one that I ever answered to was my mom.
And your wife now.
Oh, of course.
My wife, I don't stand a chance of doing something wrong. She watches every CSI and be with me for 50 years. You don't think she knows how to take care of business?
That's amazing. Yeah. Good.
Would
Good
you like give our viewers advice and say that they should follow the same kind of thinking, or?
Well, I honestly believe this here. I only think there are two kind of people in this world. There are leaders and there are followers. Most people are followers. And I think if you take a moment and to be an individual, it's very difficult, especially in the world that we live in today. Look, just a day ago, we had politics and this and that, and everybody's at each other's throat. But if you take the time, let me give you a very bad example. I have 3 daughters and a son, okay? Each of my daughters, and I got grown women, and I have grandchildren and all. Each of my girls, I always said this here, there might come a time that you want to be with a man. Let it be a two-way street. Not just because he wants to do something. If you make up your mind that you want to be part of that before you get married or whatever, that's your business. But don't let it be just his idea or just your idea. But make it where it is your idea to do.
It's a team effort.
Yes.
There's no roles anymore.
But the thing is, don't be persuaded because of the crowd. Make your own decisions. Put your own pants on every day.
It looks good.
Well,
but is it good?
Yeah, exactly. But this is and I think it has worked for me, being honest with my own children,
Right.
In other words, like, if you don't want to do something, it might be painful, but don't do it.
Right.
Because you'll hate yourself more for doing it,
Well, sometimes being a follower is easier for a lot of
Yes.
people,
Yes.
Yeah.
They go along with the program.
You don't have to think. You don't have to rebel. You don't have to be on the other side of whatever, right? It's
I
just
think-
easier for people.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a
And-
follower.
And,
I love
well,
No,
I'm
you're
not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that if you don't want to be one, be an individual and make up your own mind. Now, sometimes you don't make the right decision. Everything is decisions in life, I'm a perfect example. Some of the decisions that I made were wrong. I know it. I probably knew some of it at the time, but you
And still chose to make the wrong decision.
I'm disclosing things that I'd never said. I'm telling you. In my life, I've done a lot of things. And to me, it always was a bigger sin not to do something I really wanted to do, no matter what the cost was. So I always was able in my mind to say, well, if there's a penalty here, I'm prepared to pay it. Understand?
Stubborn ass.
But I made up my mind. I wanted to do everything and do things my way. And sometimes it wasn't pleasant. But at least it was my decision.
Okay.
And no regrets, right?
I do have some regrets, but you can't change it. That's what comes with maturity,
Growth.
time, Look, a woman raises a child, and she does everything by the book for the first kid, but now the second kid comes along. She already has that experience.
Right.
She don't have to boil the bottle. She just puts it in her mouth, puts it back in the kid. You know what I mean? She grabs the kids under her arm and she's feeding it, she's cooking, she's cleaning. It's experiences,
Right.
It's experiences.
I have a question as well, and I'm hoping that you can answer this. And so I hear that you're banned, right, from the casinos Or
That's absolutely correct.
are you able to tell us why or no?
I was just
Well-
going to ask him, didn't one?
Well, let me try to put it in perspective. They have a thing which is called the list of excluded people. It was done many years ago. And these people are not allowed in any of the casinos in Nevada.
Just Nevada, though.
In Nevada, that's where it was started.
Okay.
And it was designed to protect the integrity of each of the casinos.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, over the years, it has expanded to other states because they had like Atlantic City, and then now there's gambling just about every place and whatever, you know. So I was a candidate for the book. I'm one of the original members of the Nevada Black Book. That's what they generally call it. It's actually gray in color. It's called the List of Excluded People. And I was a candidate for a lot of years, and then finally in the early 90s, they finally was able to put me in it. And but I was one of the original, I think the 20th or the 21st one of the original people.
Interesting.
And unfortunately for me, I have the distinction of being the only person in history that's not allowed in any casino in the world.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to kind of research the reason?
Well, you know,
can say what they want to say.
Right? Yeah.
Actually, you know,
Because I know nothing about it, honestly.
I've been fighting these people for many, many years. And I could tell you without any doubt in my mind, I have the most perfect case to be won. But it costs us a tremendous amount of money. The same people that you have to fight are the same people that wrote all the rules. If you took it out of the state of Nevada and went to the Supreme Court, it could be won, but it costs today $10 million to do that. You understand? Now, what you can find in research that mean that all the people have never, ever been accused of robbing a casino, stealing from a casino, cheating, any of the above. They don't even have me yelling at somebody in the casino. So you want to talk about selective enforcement, just because of my association and knowing people and being Italian, they
Affiliation.
placed me in it. And plus, I will disclose this, I know, which I will not say who, how I was submitted to be put in the book, you understand? Because I was an easy target, you know? But everybody else that's been in this situation has been accused of cheating, robbing, or something, you know.
Right.
Not me.
Wow.
Yet I'm in there. And they put me down as the most notorious motherfucker you could ever make. And don't think that don't burn my balls.
Right.
And so when that happens, like when you get 86 or 60 or whatever,
Right.
how long does that last for? Like, is there a certain amount
It's
of time?
even when you're dead.
Yes.
is forever.
His is forever.
But you know, the good thing, Frank, is that you're going to save a whole lot of money.
You're not gonna gamble.
That would kill me. I'd have to gamble. That would kill me.
Danny knows a little something about that.
Yeah, that would kill me.
Saves you a lot of money.
Well, you know, after all these years, it's been my goal to be reinstated. Not for them, for my children,
Right.
for my grandchildren. Say, you know what?
Does that apply?
No,
Your whole
he means he
family?
can't go with them, like to the casino.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how it is to raise a family, you know. Listen, I have changed the laws in this town because the things that they would try to do to me, you know. And you know what? When I've been up in front of the gaming board and all that, I've challenged them. They can't talk to me.
Frank, didn't you wear a tuxedo to your hearing, right?
Yes, I did. I'm world famous for that.
And you represented yourself, am I correct?
No, I actually had an attorney,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'd only let him introduce himself.
Okay, and you did the rest.
Well, if you want, I'll tell you about
Yeah,
it.
go
you
ahead.
know. So, when they put me in, it was like 1993, something like that, right? And I had just got released in 1990 from prison.
How long were you in prison, Frank?
Well, I've done different times, different things. It doesn't matter. But
Okay.
All told, it was quite a bit. But that doesn't matter.
All right.
It was just one of those government paid vacations. Anyway, so oh, you think that's fun?
No, I don't.
All right.
I had an uncle that said the exact same thing as you.
So what happened was when I was released, and they did everything to really make my life miserable. I wasn't home more than a few minutes, and a couple of real big guys showed up, and they had some paperwork in their hands.
Uh-huh.
And the paperwork said they were requesting my presence at the gaming board and hearing requesting. They were demanding that I be there,
Right.
you know. So I showed up, and some of my children flew out from New Jersey to support me. My wife, who had just had a baby, she had it in her arms, and it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike anybody else, I didn't do what they did. Everybody ever went before the board, never spoke a word. Not me. Oh, no. So they didn't like what I did because I mocked them, you understand? And I really was, because you can't bring nothing to the table that's going to intimidate me. Nothing. There ain't nothing. So I spoke for about an hour and 15 minutes, 20 minutes without one note out of my head, which never, ever was
Wow.
done before. And I challenged every one of those people on the panel. First of all, I started off by telling that, Lisa Miller, who was the district attorney, for the state of Nevada, she was the one prosecuting me, and they had like 15, 16 lawyers all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
She read all these things against me, it took her 25 minutes. And then I opened up by saying this. It's obvious that Miss Miller did her homework. But what she forgot to tell you, she's using somebody else's notes. And they went ballistic.
Oh, my God.
Because I was telling, she's a fucking liar. And she was lying because of what she said was untrue. And they write the law so it's so gray, you understand? It's almost impossible to overcome it. Now,
It's crazy.
it is crazy, but how would you like to wear those shoes,
Yeah.
Danny? All right.
Yeah.
So now, and I backed up. When I showed up at the hearing, I showed up in a tuxedo, and they were so terrified. It took about 3 hours before they finally came back,
Okay.
and they had everybody, every kind of security you could think of, because they didn't know what to do, because they know me that I don't give a fuck, you know? And they postponed it for another time.
Oh,
So
man.
now the reporters all got a hold. They wanted to know why I showed up in a tuxedo. And it's here, ironically, you asking me, just recently, one of the guys who did one of the major reports on me just got murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff Gurman, I knew him
Yes.
very well.
Wow.
He did many articles on me.
Oh, wow.
So the article was, he asked me, Frankie, why did you show up in a tuxedo to this thing, And I said this. When they came with the papers requesting my presence here today, the print was a little blurry. I couldn't make out whether it said black book or black tie. So I've never been nominated for anything in my life. I wanted to show all proper respect.
That's
So this is
hilarious.
why I wore this. I says, little did I know, instead of me getting an Oscar, I got the fucking boot.
Oh, my
Boom.
God.
And they were pissed,
I like
So-
that you stand firm.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's the most important.
I will listen. I'm not the toughest guy in the world, I'm not the smartest guy in the world.
But you back your shit up, period.
But I will stand my ground, and they know it, and they hate me for it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know something? I really don't dislike them. I've always said, they should be a hero because I've been such a good guy. In fact, it's unbelievable. I actually have a grandson who's a police officer. I mean, he's an embarrassment to the family, but what am I going to do?
Oh, no.
But no, I love him.
You couldn't
But
turn
the thing
him.
is,
It was an embarrassment. No.
They should be, look, all the people that they have forgiven in these casinos. See, the gaming board hold them hostage because they got all the reels, they can put this fine on them. They could close them down. They could pull their license. That's wrong. And we're living in a different world today where, your color of your skin's a little different now. And, being Italian, maybe you're not so much of a minority anymore, And and years ago, when you could only get to maybe a couple hundred people, now with a computer, you could get to millions to let it up. But I always said, you know what? Even my lawyers, they should be a good guy. They let guys like Milken, who took billions of dollars from all the people, they walk around. You got terrorists that have been chopping heads off people walking into casinos and that's all right for them.
And you have
But I'm
never
notorious.
yelled at anybody. You have never cheated. You have never stole. You have never.
No.
I understand that.
And I know why they did it. And I challenged them to it. And I asked them, why'd you try to justify your paycheck? One of my opening statements, Dan, and then I want to get off this because it really hurts me. You understand?
I understand.
And I'm the type of guy you can hit with a baseball bat. I won't even blink.
Yeah.
But do something sentimental.
Yeah.
My kids,
Shit horse,
I'll cry
horse
like
to the core. Yeah.
six baby whores. I swear to God.
Six baby whores.
So I got off track. Is that
Whores always throw you off track.
I chat.
I understand.
It is Vegas.
I challenged him. I says, I'm willing to bet, and it's known fact that I'm a gambler, right? I'm willing to bet every one of the 6 people I think that were on the panel, which they already made up their vote, you understand? There's not one of you that know me personally. I'm willing to bet not one of your neighbors know me personal. So my question to each of you is, how did you come up with the decision to put me in this friggin' book? You understand? What research did you do? But no, that's what they did. They relied on somebody submitting something, and they went along with it, just like we were talking before,
Absolutely.
to justify their paycheck.
Yep.
And there's more corruption on those friggin' boards and shit all these years,
Frank, I got a couple questions. I got people texting me here, and we'll get off that subject about the black book.
Thank you.
But you did wear was it a blue tuxedo?
It was a blue-black tuxedo. Very expensive.
Listen, they wanted, since you lived in Jersey City, they want to know if you knew Chuck Wepner.
Chuck was my very good friend.
He's the real Rocky, right?
Absolutely.
He's the real Rocky.
I used to spar with him all the time.
You sparred with him?
Cool.
Every
Awesome.
day.
Oh, my God.
Chuck is really a good guy.
Okay.
If Chuck Wepner could really have fought, he would have been champion. I did things people don't know about, a lot of things that I done. I flew back and forth when he fought Sonny Liston.
Yes.
was a friend. I trained with both of them for that fight.
Okay.
They were heavyweights. I was a light heavyweight. But I used to, train with Chuck up Fano's gym up in the Heights.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They also wanted to know, and I don't know this, Frank, so I'm getting a text. Did you know Pee Wee?
Yes.
This must be somebody that knows you, Frank, because they said, do you know Pee Wee?
Yes, Pee Wee. Pee Wee is one of my best friends. Charlie Goldsmith is his real name. Pee Wee is like 6'10", 425 pounds.
Oh, my God.
He was the leader of the World's Hells Angels.
Okay.
A few years back ago, him and his son had to go to prison. I arranged a situation where I gave them a going-away party.
Okay.
And I made it a fundraiser,
Okay.
because that way they can keep their life going on while they were away. And there was a lot of animosity about this. I held it at the Italian American Club, and it got to a point. Well, if you really want to look it up, I mean, the L.A. Times, who did numerous articles on the front page, they did it too. Okay. George Knapp was there; he did a thing.
All right.
I mean, because it was so classy. But what had happened was, all these different clubs, and I'm not a biker, so I don't know all the rules of it. But this is what I do know. They carry tails like everybody else. They made a lot of accusations about Pee Wee and whatever that aren't true, but they don't know that. And here's like the unwritten law with these different gangs.
Right.
As soon as they see each other, they're supposed to kill each other. Well, to me, that's stupid. You understand? But anyway, so when I was putting this affair together for them, which never ever was done, I was getting a lot of problems, and Metro didn't like the idea that I was doing this, or the gangs didn't. So they were starting to threaten that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Well, listen, I'm an old man, and I can't do much anymore, but, I'm not too good with somebody threatening me, because whether you want to believe this or not, I told everybody in the country, you come to my house with disrespectful, you ain't gonna like what's gonna happen. I'll kill the fucking grass around your house.
Man.
That scared me.
I'm very serious.
That scared me, Frank.
This fundraiser is so two bikers, whether you're from this club or that club, it's just so they have a life.
Right.
So come there, throw a few dollars in the pot so they can continue their life, and you go, I want to tell you something. Several hundred people showed up. The word went around, says, that guy's doing the right thing, and he's not taking sides with it. I'm not taking sides, but P was my friend.
Right.
And, and I love the guy. And he went away and did some hard time and came home. He no longer lives in the state of Nevada. He is now remarried, and I'm not going to disclose where he's at, but he's had some health, excuse me, he's had some health problems, but he is my friend.
Awesome.
And I do not denounce anybody that's my friend.
Exactly.
So,
all right. One more. I got a couple other questions. Sorry, am I there?
No,
if you
you're
guys have
fine,
anything.
honey. No,
I got a question. Now, the movie Casino.
yes.
You knew these two, Joe Pesci's character and Robert De Niro's character, very well?
I knew all these guys. In fact, Joey used to live with me, Joe Pesci.
Really? The Joe Pesci? The real Joe Pesci or the character?
No, the real Joe Pesci.
Are you serious? Oh, my God.
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself.
I know. I'm afraid. I know. I don't like when you give me that look, Frank. I think I peed myself a little.
No. Actually, and I can only give you like little excerpts. I showed Joey a lot of ways how to play Tony Spilotro.
Okay.
You understand? Robert De Niro, I got no fucking use for that prick anyway. But
I don't like him either.
No, he's
I don't even consider him Italian anymore.
You know what? Listen, the guy's a great actor. There's no getting around it.
Right.
But he shouldn't say certain things, and he sways a lot of people, and he's got no room to do it.
Right.
And so he has jilted my idea about the guy. You understand? But anyway, he portrayed, Frankie Rosenthal.
Yes.
Was a fucking jerk off in the first place. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? And all the different things, and they brought out every stool pigeon and person, but they wouldn't go near me. The word was, don't go near, because they know me. I'm not going to put up with it.
Right.
But I actually was in the movie.
Oh, yeah?
And when they saw the dailies one day, they shit. And so they cut a lot of stuff out, but there was one or two frames that they couldn't cut out. So if you know how to stop the movie, you can actually see me in it.
Oh, you're walking by. You're like background.
And I made a couple of dollars. Joey made sure that they took care of me.
Right.
But I know a lot about really what it was. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Was it realistic?
No. I'll
Okay.
tell you in my honest opinion.
Except for how the event happened.
No,
All of
everything was out of sequence. First of all,
Okay.
number two, Martin Scorsese, as great a director as he is, made a movie. A lot of poetic license there. You know what I'm saying? Because they really couldn't do it the way things happen, and they're gonna the government's only gonna let certain things go through. You know what I'm saying? That's the way they do it. Mm-hmm. And they made a movie. Mm-hmm. They made a movie.
Now, I guess Sharon Stone played Robert De Niro's wife in it, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been what's his name, Rosenthal's wife. Mm-hmm. Was that realistic? Did she have an affair with the other guy, like they were saying?
Yeah,
was
all that
true?
shit is. But listen to me, Ginger.
Okay.
In real life, I'm gonna make a lot of enemies here, and I don't give a fuck. So
Well, she's passed, right?
I don't give a fuck what she is.
If you don't give a fuck, I
already
don't give a
gone.
fuck.
Let me just take it in real life.
All right.
When Vegas was Vegas, when this was still like in the 70s and all, right? If you remember the one scene that they portrayed where she's at the table with a high roller and she's stealing his money.
Right.
Robert
So where
De
she
Niro.
throws the like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert De
yeah.
Niro is now seeing her for the first time playing Frankie Roosevelt.
Oh, wow.
And he got a half a heart on just looking
Right,
at her.
right.
Right. Okay, so now he accuses her of taking the money. She's going to take all his chips.
Right.
And to tell him, let me tell you something. That never would have going to happen.
Right.
Hell nah.
She would have got her ass busted no matter how much of a hustler she was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't going to happen that way.
Right.
But they made a movie. Now, Ginger was crazy. There's no doubt about it. And they were hooked up.
That's when bitches started doing that shit.
But you understand what? Vegas, they wouldn't let that happen.
Of course not.
They wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah.
And so, but they made the movie. You understand? Then
So then you have to think about everything else in the movie.
Absolutely.
there's so many other things, some people that I really had a lot of disdain for.
Did you know Tony?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Very well.
How was he portrayed in the movie? Pretty realistic, or?
Well, Joey did a good job of portraying him.
All right.
He had some restrictions on him. Tony, he had different names.
Okay.
One of them was the Ant because he
yep.
was small in size and stature. Mm-hmm. But Tony Spilotro was a triple tough son of a bitch. He earned his bones on the streets fighting.
Right.
But it was true. If he couldn't beat you, he'd end you. So that's a big element to go up against, And I've seen him in action.
Right.
You understand? And there's so many different things with him and I, and I've been put in a lot of books and stuff. He respected me, believe
I
me,
was
big time.
just about to say that. I was just going to say that although he was respected in that manner, because if he couldn't be, like, of course you're going to have that title, right? You have the title.
Right.
Like Mike Tyson kind of thing, you
Right.
know? I feel like we all have, like, invisible crowns, and you have, like, this invisible crown. And because you don't fall for shit, you stand very firm, because just so many things about you that, although even if you didn't do half the shit other people did, although you may have done whatever your mistakes, your regrets, or whatever, that people respect you because of it.
I will tell you something, and you have to please understand. I can only say so much because
All good.
I happen to be involved in maybe a brand new TV show
Ooh.
that Danny's involved in, and a lot of this
They're
is going to
involved,
come up, so I can't talk about it right
Don't.
now. It
Share
would
whatever
be
you
too
wanna
premature,
share.
But I am telling you this here is that a lot of people not going to agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every person in Tony Spilatro's crew ran on his shirt tail. You know what I'm saying? Only because he had the name and they weren't going to fuck with him. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
1 or 2 of them can handle their own business. You understand? before Tony became the person that you know him as, he came to me. That's the best I could tell you at this point.
I believe it.
And Danny knows I'm not lying.
Right. We'll keep it for the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
And get ready for the TV show.
And I'm just
How
gonna
amazing.
guess. I'm just gonna guess that it was. He was vulnerable, and he was honest, and he was somebody that he could be with you, but not with anybody else.
Beja's our in-house psychic.
Tony was very focused on what he was going to do. People want to portray him that he wasn't a very smart guy. Tony was very intelligent. And I can make too many enemies by elaborating on some of the people that associated with him, represented him. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to tell you something. If he was alive, they wouldn't say fucking jack shit because he'd pulled them up. And guess what? They wouldn't like it. But because he's not around.
Yeah. When did he pass away?
Hey, I got a fucking alibi. Why are you asking me?
I said when.
Oh, when did he?
Time's almost
When
up.
did he pass away? I mean, I don't know in the movie.
The movie. Did you see the movie?
I did, but it doesn't give you like an actual year.
You know, here's
yeah.
the ironic thing
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Did that really happen in a field like that, or was that true?
Well, I almost went back to jail because of that.
Okay.
I said, okay. This is one of the things that really burned me up, and I got to get away from it now, like I did the other thing. Because
Okay.
Sure.
I just get really crazy. You know, if you had to live it like I have,
Right.
So you wouldn't like it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But at that scene, and I'll tell you this for fact,
All right.
Tony had to go back to Chicago. For him to go back to Chicago, he had to get permission from the government to do that from Nevada.
Okay.
Tony had just recently got off actually open heart surgery.
Okay.
They know all of that. His brother Michael, who had nothing to do anything of his business.
Oh man.
If you see the movie, they throw him in a hole in a cornfield,
Right.
and they beat them to death.
Right.
You understand? And Michael, because he was with them, I have my own feelings on who really did that. You understand? But I can't say.
Okay.
But one of the people that they use in that scene is Frankie Collada, who stooled on him in real life.
Oh, wow.
I hate that prick. He just recently died about a year ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he put me in 2 books without me knowing about it.
Oh man.
You know? But see, they made a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Frank, I got to tell you,
Interesting.
Frank will love this story. I grew up in an Italian household also. My dad owned a gas station and he sold used cars. Okay. So I was a cop. You know how you said your grandson, you're embarrassed by him? I know you're kidding. You are. I know you
I am
love him.
so proud
I
of
know
that
you
boy.
love him. But my dad, you'll laugh at this. Where I was a cop was up a hill. My dad's car lot was in a valley area, right? So I would come down, and I'm not going to say what my dad was doing, but I would say to my dad, what are you doing here? You're going to get in trouble, right? My dad would say to me, look me straight in the eye, and you'll love this. He'd say, leave your badge at the top of the hill when you get off duty. That's what my dad used to say to me. You leave your badge at the top of the hill when you get off duty. That's what my dad used to tell me.
We're not on that.
Listen, Beja, I kid you not. Every Sunday, this is my dad. Yo, this is me. I'll put 5 on Green Bay. And he would call in other bets. And I would tell him, Dad, because I was a cop, I knew. I said, make your own bets, but don't make bets for other people. That's when they're going to get you. Make your own bets. And my dad would say, this is me. I'm like, Dad, don't know your phone number. You could say this is me all you want. They know who you are.
Yeah.
And then this is the truth. I'm not lying. And my dad's passed, so statute of limitations are up. It's passed. But my dad got a letter from the FBI that he was on a wiretap. And the one
told
day
him that?
they told he was on
wow.
if you're on a wiretap, the FBI sends you a letter. So he got wiretapped when he was calling in his bets. And one day, I remember sitting in front of TV. God, I was about 8 or 9 years old. I saw all his buddies getting arrested. They were out for bookmaking. They all went to jail, my dad's friends.
Oh,
What did your dad do for a living?
That's what he eat, car lot.
Car lot.
So I sold cars.
Ask me what my father did for a living.
Car lot? What'd your father do for a living?
My father used to fix things. He used to fix boxing, horse racing. He fixed basketball, baseball, football. He fixed
He
all
was
those
a
things.
fixer.
Listen, I've been wanting to do that joke. I got one last story, Frank, and then we'll end it with a couple questions. If you guys have any questions, but I got to tell you this story. They ended up calling my dad Rocco. Okay, my dad's name was Danny, just like me. But how he got Rocco, he heard from the grapevine that the mafia was going to fix this horse race up in Monticello, New York. And the horse's name was Rocco. And the horse was supposed to come in dead last. It was like 150 to 1. And my dad's like, the mafia's going to fix this. We got to get our money. He got everybody's money together, right? And they put all this money in this horse, and the fucking horse came in dead last. Dead last. And since that day, they called my dad Rocco.
The Rocco.
Rocco. He was called Rocco. He's named after that horse because my dad heard the mafia was going to fix the race. And they didn't.
People get their nicknames in the artist ways, you know.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's really cool.
Wait. What's your citrus? What?
Oh, does Frankie have you have a nickname, right?
You know,
The Impossible, right?
close.
Mission Impossible.
All right. Well, listen, they have given me more nicknames and titles over the years. It's astronomical. The different
Come on,
types.
I'm talking about like Sandbox, people you grew up with. I'm talking
No.
about.
Now, I actually fought this in court, and trust me.
Okay.
There, one of the cases that I was involved in, and it's going to sound like Hans Christian Andersen, I was facing 720 years.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And there was another person who was on trial with me. There were 8 of us. And his name was Frank also. So how they used to write us up in their reports, because he was a different size than me, he was Big Frankie, I was Little Frankie. So the government always tries to make things very sinister.
Right.
And during the courtroom, they said, when they were referring to me, they said, well, Little Frankie, and I said, whoa, who the fuck we talking about? The judge went crazy.
I love that.
I
Who the
love
fuck
that.
we talking? I love that.
shit. Except when Dave says
Listen,
it. What are you
I could
talking
be.
about?
I got all the dems and those, but I could be William Buckley if I have to. Trust me. So, but see, that's how you get their attention.
Right.
He said, what? And anyway, an argument ensued, and I told the judge, who was brought in to hang us. He was brought in to hang us because we were winning too many points for 8 months with another judge, right? And I said, I'm going to tell you something and make it clear. I better not hear it again out of anybody on the other side referring to me as Little Frankie. My mother didn't call me Little Frankie. She called me Frank or Junior. You want to refer to me as that? Okay. You refer to me as Little Frankie and see how much fucking security you could get.
Oh, wow.
I'm very serious.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? See, because they want to make you sinister. You understand? I mean, I've had reporters, listen, you don't think about clothes. I'm sure you do. You're a woman. You got fashion. I used to wear some nice suits. How many guys you know, my age or whatever, and even today, they wear nice pinstripe suits?
Right.
But they would write you up in the newspaper. Yeah, he walked into courtroom with a fucking great pinstripe suit. Like, they make you like Al Capone, whatever. It's not nice.
Right.
It's not nice.
It's like the DA,
Yeah.
literally.
Hey,
You know?
Chase
They
is
make
giving
it
me
sound so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Chase is giving me the 2-minute sign. We're actually we got to have Frank back again. I mean, we.
For
So
real.
let's
Like, we
go.
could talk on and on.
Let's
but
go.
we
Last
don't want-
question. Do you have any last question for Frank?
I'm good.
No, actually.
I actually do
thank
have
you.
one last
Thank
one.
you,
I know
Frank.
Chase wants to get us going here, but one last one.
Okay.
Because I got a message here. In the movie Casino,
Yes.
when they went to prison, right? Okay, they all had their cell and they're cooking spaghetti in the cell. It wasn't like that, I'm assuming, federal prison, right?
No, that was the Goodfellas, I think.
Oh, that was Goodfellas. That's right. That was
Wrong movie.
Goodfellas. Yeah.
I got to get their information
Yeah.
right.
Paulie. I remember Paulie
But
in
then,
jail in
listen,
Goodfellas.
a lot of that stuff happened.
You think? Did you get treated differently in prison?
Me?
Yeah, because you were
I
Italian.
did almost every fucking moment I was in prison was in whole time.
Are you serious?
I was very uncooperative.
I see you being uncooperative.
Wow.
But I made a lot of yard time because I earned it. You understand?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could tell you stuff
Yeah.
that, but I wasn't. Listen, I know when I was away what I'm required to do.
Right.
And I know what they're required to do for me.
Right.
And I would fuck with them, Danny. And that was my method to my madness to keep me sane.
Right.
Everybody finds a way of doing stuff.
Right.
Some guys read. Some guys get involved with the
Right.
Lord, you know. I played some cards. And I would, you want to fuck with me?
I'll fuck with you back.
I'll fuck with you. I would do to
The
some fucking...
stories you must have. I mean, just
Oh,
days and
my-
days and
days and days.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we
That's
can bring you
amazing.
back, Frank.
He said some get
I'd be
involved.
happy to come
he
back.
said some get
Awesome.
involved with the Lord and.
You know, I just say something. I'm not looking for any sympathy for anybody.
I understand.
And I really mean this.
Okay.
They beat me so badly one time, Danny, because I fucked with them. I couldn't get up off the dungeon cell they had me in for almost 4 months.
Oh my God.
And all the guys in the prison, because everybody knows what's going on, I had a partner who just a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, died. He spent the last 29 years on death row.
Wow.
And he would let everybody know he was very respected. And they would come out my cell, where I was. And I had just a small little window type thing with the filthiest grate. No way it could. It was a dungeon like that.
Right.
And the guys knew that I was really badly. They didn't give me any medical attention.
Jesus.
And they would come out the window because they know I love the oldies, you know.
Right.
And they would say, Frankie Doo-Wop, give us a song. That's why I got the nickname Frankie Doo-Wop. And I would muster up, and I'm not looking for sympathy here. I'm just telling you how it was.
Right.
I would muster up whatever strength I could, pull myself up to the window, and I would bellow out just a couple little
Awesome.
lyrics. And then the warden was so angry at me. He got a hold of the metal shop, and he made them make a metal louver to put on that window facing up so I couldn't even see out.
Ah.
Yeah, what an
That's
asshole.
true. That's cruel.
Hey,
That's
one last thing before we go. Happy birthday. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
And we're both Scorpios. My birthday's Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're both Scorpios.
I'm a Scorpio too.
Well,
Are
listen.
ya?
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be
I'm a
here with
Pisces. I get along with all y'all.
Yeah.
well,
True.
listen. Just before I go to
Love
break,
and
let me
hate
tell you this.
situation.
I'll give the both of you a chance to blow out the candle.
Listen, on that note, we're going to
right.
go.
Thanks, gang.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.